Hello everyone and welcome to the Inspire series with me, Gloria Dozian. I started the Inspire series because I wanted to empower women. I wanted us to learn how to live, love, pray, and be inspired. So join me on this wonderful journey of self-discovery where anything and everything is achievable. The Inspire series features lively guests, all of whom are living the life they only dreamed about. And you can too. Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of the Inspire series. Today we're going to be talking about something that is a bit personal to me. It's the issue of weight. Now every woman, regardless of your color, your nationality, no matter how much you have in the bank, or even if you're best friends with the most popular person in the world, you've gone through the emotional trauma that is weight loss and the various battles that come with that. My guest on the show is someone who is daily fighting and winning this battle. Let's take a look. Weight loss can be a very personal journey as well as an emotional one. Sometimes it takes a very personal wake-up call for you to realize just how far across the line you've gone. A lot of people say, oh, you need to lose weight, you've gained weight, you're too fat. But nobody really understands what it means to lose weight and why people actually add so much weight. At 170 kg, Nelly was a US size 28. She couldn't buckle her sandals or even pick up her child's feeding bottle when it dropped on the floor. Nelly's doctors told her her weight wasn't only threatening her lifestyle, but possibly her life. Motivated by her friend, mother, and husband, Nelly took charge of her weight loss journey and has lost an amazing 40 kg and counting. So, welcome to the Inspire series, Nelly.
Thank you for having me.
We've just seen your weight loss story. And like I said earlier, weight loss is something that maybe people are expecting to see someone that has gone from maybe like a size 28 to a size, 6 or something. Okay. But as we both know, it's not like that, is it?
No. For me, I think I've done very well because I started at a size US 28.
Okay.
I'm currently at US 18.
Okay.
To me, that is amazing. So the idea of just being a healthy, waking up every day without struggling to come up from the bed is just bliss for me. So that's just it.
Okay. But let's start from the very beginning. Okay. Because a lot of times people see people like me now, when I'm depressed or I've just had a hard day at work, food is my friend. I tell people that food is the best friend because she doesn't judge you
at all. And
she always understands. So when I'm having my ice cream and everything, there's nobody saying you shouldn't be eating that. Ice cream just lets me be. Do you feel the same way?
Yes, every time. Food to me is my comforter, my wall, my defense mechanism. Every single thing I need to. That's the only person I see it as a human being that understands me. Like, totally. People
might hear us talking about food and how nice it is and everything, but it's not that we are just eating. No. I mean, it's not an excuse. It's not that we are just eating because we want to eat. Something is there's an unhealthy connection to food, isn't there? Almost.
For me, it's just my emotions sometimes. When I feel I'm in a difficult situation, I tend to solve my problem with food, which at the end of the day doesn't get solved. But it's just that I feel somebody needs to listen to me.
That temporary relief.
Yes, thank you. That's why I always channel my emotions to food. And after everything, you feel so bad about the whole stuff. You're like, why did you even have to eat this? And when I say I eat, I don't eat one pizza. I buy the big ones, like the large size, 2. Then I tell them to pack them inside this chicken foil plates. They know my ways, so they already know how I want it packed because I don't want to be looking like one fat girl coming with two big pizzas. No, so it's just in a small pack, all of them in. So, it was really, really, I don't know. That was not a life I want everybody to
live. I mean, I completely understand. I remember one time I went to a party and I had a really big slice of cake. And as soon as I sat down with people, I said, nobody should judge me. This cake is for me. Do you understand? So I know how you feel like when you're big, you feel like as if people see you eating, they are judging you for eating.
And I don't know if you ever had this feeling, but I also had the feeling of food dragging me. Like I'll be in the office and I'll be typing. Next thing I'm like, I need that chocolate. I drop everything I'm doing I'll call a car and there's no car coming. I take a bike. I should go straight to Vega Plaza. I'm not kidding. And I'll stay at that, just stand on the chocolate area. And before I even get to the counter, I've already eaten like 4. And then I'll take the remaining and I'll go to the office. Before I get to the office, it's already finished. And I have to send a driver to go and pick up another one. And it was really crazy. And I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? I keep having that guilt, but I just couldn't stop. I felt like there was a demon like holding me back from eating so much. And plus, when someone now mentions that, hey, you should have not eaten this and that, then it gets to me and I will eat more because it's food that
it's a vicious cycle.
Yes.
You're sad that you're eating so much and then you eat eating because you're sad and it just keeps going and going. But let's start from the very beginning. Had you always been big?
No, I have not always been big. I wouldn't say, in fact, when I was as a child, everybody thought I was going to be a model. I had the height, I have the beauty, but I don't know what happened. I just blew. I didn't add weight. I blew. As in, it started on like SS3 when my daddy was transferred to Abuja. So we went to stay with him, and he thought I was so skinny. These bones were showing. He didn't like it. Every day he was giving me warm milk, this Hausa milk. So I was taking it constantly. All of a sudden, I came back from school and I had blown. I didn't add weight. I just, took off from there.
How did your friends in school react to that, difference?
They always told me, hey, Nelly. In fact, they were saying, please stand back. They call me chubby baby Nelly in school. I wasn't biggie yet. I was chubby.
So that's still the cute.
Yes, cute. Yeah. It was nice, but watch it, But with time, I got used to the fact that I'm bigger and taller than most of my friends. So whenever they say those things, it's just one of those things that you get to hear. And I think the person I pitied most was my mom, because she's always defending me. When she goes to university, she will lose the weight. She would walk around and she would lose the weight and all that stuff. But it never worked that way at all. I entered university and I added more. I was still adding. Because I had nobody who was watching over me, I only cooked what I wanted to eat. I wanted to eat Indomie, and that is all I want to eat. And that is what I cook. I don't stress myself. I eat out, and that was just it.
Okay, so we've gone from chubby baby in secondary school, gone to university. We still didn't lose the weight. At what point did you say to yourself, there's a problem? Okay, while in secondary school, even though I was chubby Nelly, there was a biggie. I wasn't the biggest girl in school, that's what I'm trying to explain. So then, I never really thought I need to lose weight, personally. I felt that I could do everything. I could dance, I could walk, I could do everything any slim person would do. But maybe because of my health, a lot of people thought, hey, you need to start watching it. So it wasn't really serious until after my second baby, and I really exploded. That was when I went to a size US 28, and to me it was
before you gave birth. What size were you? I actually was a 20. I married at the size 20.
Okay.
Yes. So I was a 20, and after my first baby, I moved to 24. Then second baby, 28. So to me, it was how will I put it now? I was growing, and that's how I saw it. I saw if you're growing, you need to change your dress size. You need to wear better clothes. That was the mentality I had. I didn't have the mentality that I was big, getting bigger and bigger. No, that wasn't the mentality I had. So when I decided to lose weight, after my husband had talked to me, my mom was already screaming. Everybody was like, no, Nelly, you have to do something. I was still telling myself that these people don't understand because they weren't in my shoes. So, but after a while, the day I was alone with my baby in the parlor, and the feeding bottle fell down. So I was trying to pick it up, and I realized that I couldn't even bend down to pick up a bottle. I'm not saying squat, I'm just saying bend.
Like just literally like that?
I couldn't. I had to keep the baby, stood up to stand and see if my hand would reach the floor. No, my boobs were everywhere, my tummy was everywhere. And I'm like, no, this is just terrible. I had to sit down, then from the chair, I moved to the floor just to pick up the bottle. That was when I now told myself, hey, you need to do something. Coincidentally, my friend who was the big in school then was now the one I was just browsing through Facebook, and next thing she was very slim. I'm like, what?
How did she do this?
How did she do it? Me, I'm now the biggie, like, you know. So I had to just chat her up and ask her what happened, what did you do? She was in UK then. She told me she was on a diet. So my mom now said, no, it's not about food, that she could help me. She told me what she would do. She took over my kitchen. And also she started helping. We stay on the second floor, so every night she'd tell me, come, let's go downstairs, climb the stairs, up and down, up and down.
So she actually joined you
to do
this?
Yes, she joined me. Then after a time, she would get a chair and sit
down
down
and watch you.
And she'd be shouting, Nelly, oh yeah, come up, come up. I'm like, no, I was just getting so tired. But at the end of the day, I needed to really do this thing for myself.
But this wasn't the first time you tried to lose weight?
No, this is not the first time.
So you had actually closed your teeth before or something?
I have closed my teeth. I have... when I close my teeth, I still...
I heard you were still finding a way to put chicken inside when you close your teeth also.
Yes, I do eat chicken. I eat my Indomie. Everything I still need to eat, I eat it perfectly well. So it wasn't working for me. And when I was tired, I used looked for something to screw it out, and that was it. I remove it myself. I don't go to the dentist. And it was really bad. So...
Okay, so we've talked about your mom being your support system.
Okay.
I want to talk a bit now about your husband. What size were you when you met your husband?
I was actually a size, I wouldn't say, but I think it's 14.
So
but I was not that big.
Okay.
I was not that big. And I was in third year then in school. Okay. So that day, I can never forget the day I met him. He came with his friend and my girlfriend. Actually, my girlfriend brought him over to my room. I was about having my bath. I was there, I've already finished, but I was just in my door. Next thing, my friend, she's very rash. She just just opened up the door like that. And not only that, she came with two guys. I don't even know from Adam. I was already pissed off with her, you know. So, but next thing, as I was, trying to be womanly, I was not trying to greet them. I like, good afternoon. As he shook me, I said, hello, I love your stretch marks. I'm like, what? Which one?
Wait, I don't understand. He said, I love your stretch marks.
Yes.
Okay.
With my hands.
Okay.
Stretch marks. I'm like, which wahala it is? This is, it's
when you turned off, were you like,
I was really angry because I felt like he was insulting me.
He was making fun of you, okay.
Yes, how would you tell me you love my stretch marks? Of all things to love, you didn't see my height, you didn't see my face.
Or your eyes or something,
I adore, then you're talking about something I personally hate. So you're like, he noticed that I felt so bad. So he started telling me, no, not like that. This is something he has always loved, and he really loves my stretch marks, and he loves me the way I am. So,
do you think the fact that he didn't mind that you were big also contributed to you not really paying attention to the fact that you were gaining weight? Because a lot of women, they think that, like for me, for example, now, I always feel like if I lose a bit more weight, maybe, that guy would pay me a bit more attention. Did you feel,
yeah, at the time I did, because I felt comfortable that someone loved me just the way I am. I never thought that would ever happen. But of course, when he started mentioning, hey, you're now getting out of hand because you aren't the same old chubby lady I met, you're getting really big. So I tried to impress him. That was when I tried the first diet the first time. And I did it for 3 days and I couldn't sustain it. I was meant to see him in a week time and I did it for 3 days. Before I could see him, I've already added even plus more. So I was now like, I felt so bad with myself when he came, like, you have added again, you should have been losing. I felt so bad. After that whole day, I went back to my room and food again became my comfort zone. I was like, I should have done this and done it well. I don't know why I couldn't finish it. It's as I say, it's just a vicious cycle. Vicious cycle to me. Always happening. I never won the battle. Never with food until I decided to be serious. When my mom came in, stepped in.
But was there any shame? I want to know, because obviously you said you didn't really see yourself as getting big. It was only until, your husband, who you were dating at the time, started mentioning that. But then, did you feel like people used to stare at you? Because you've talked about hiding food and hiding to eat. So you must have been a bit aware.
Yeah, when I meet people, first of all, they always think, this lazy girl. I'm well known in the office as a workaholic, but when people see me first, they're like, this girl is they would have their own, perspective about my life. I don't know why they should think when I've just met you for the first time. But the shame wasn't really with people. It was, or with me and the people I met. It was actually more on my husband, because I guess he wouldn't tell me, but I know that most of the time he gets that a lot. People tell him, just once in a blue moon, he mentioned that, they were just talking about this. You need to calm down a little. And he tries to say it in a way that he wants me to understand it's just for your health, and not that about what people say. It's about you. I need you to be alive for these kids, for this family. I need you to be here. So that was how I decided to start understanding a little, like, okay, so maybe I need to do something. Plus other incidents that have happened to me. I snore a lot. Oh, that one. I snore. To the extent I chase him out of the bed.
Your snoring chased your husband out of the bed?
I'm telling you. So, but that is one miracle. I have stopped snoring and he's now back on the bed, And another thing, the bed, why it's in our room, our matrimonial bed, you see that one side of the bed is deep because my weight has actually made it go down.
Depressed it a bit.
So it's just so many little things that started changing when I started losing weight. You could see I don't snore. You're like, wow, you're not snoring anymore. It was relieving to know that I can actually live.
What do you think has been different from the other diets that you tried and now what you're doing? Why do you think you've been able to lose weight and even keep the weight off this time?
Okay, so when my son was 6 months, coincidentally, he was 6 months, February 22nd, and my birthday is February 23rd. I started off the diet because I was already in the house. I've been waiting, counting down. I was really excited, but when I started, it was like the worst day of my life because it's my birthday. Everybody who knows me knows what I love, so they bought what I love. The small chops, the cakes, the ice cream cakes, everything I would love to eat. And I was just staring at this food and I'm like, God, so you're saying I'm not going to taste one, not even half. So I told them, okay, I tried my best. I will go to the kitchen, I'll look at the freezer, I'll look at the fridge, I'll go back, I'll cry, I'll go to my bed, I'll call my friend, I'll tell her, is this how you started? She was telling me, okay, that I should really try and see if I can pass today. Everybody has read. My mom said I wouldn't even survive that day. She was sure. My husband said, this is what I know. You will surely taste it. Everybody doubted me. I think that was what brought out the courage in me. And I said, okay, let me see if I can do this thing. But I made sure I told them to put my own cake in the freezer, that after 6 months I would eat it. Yes, because it's very important. This is my birthday.
So at least we are working towards something.
Yeah. So, but I had to psych myself. I said, what is it that I haven't eaten? What is in here I haven't tasted? So that was why I just decided to, stick to it.
Stick to it. Okay.
And I told myself I have to change my script. The way people know me isn't the way I want to be known. This is not my life. Because everybody doubted that I could start. Like, people think that I cannot lose weight. It shouldn't be. I wanted to let people know that I can actually do something. Because I see myself as a very strong person, except for this weight loss or weight that has refused to let me be. So in the office, it took time for me to mention that I'm actually on the diet. So when I told people, they were like, Nelly, don't worry, just tomorrow now we'll see pizza here. And they always laughed at me. They will bring the food and, I had to even paste on my door, no pastries allowed, but at the time, they started understanding that this girl is becoming serious. So I did the diet for 5 weeks and I lost 22 kg.
Oh, wow.
Yes, after 5 weeks, but it came with a price. I fell really ill. I had to go to the hospital because before I started too, I consulted my doctor. He said it was fine for me. But when he saw that I've lost a lot of electrolytes and they had to put me on drip and all that stuff, my husband said, no way. You have to start going to the gym. If you want to do the diet, you can do it maybe afternoon and night, but you must eat breakfast and you must go to the gym. So that was how I started up going to the gym. And in Lagos, it's not easy. You come back from work, I have kids to take care of, I have to bathe them, feed them, make sure they sleep. Then I leave by 8:30 p.m. in the evening with my husband. He drops me at the gym. Of course, he doesn't need to gym. He maintains his weight very well. So he sits down there sometimes, he's just waiting for me to exercise. Yeah, that's what he does every day. And he will stay there. We close by 10 o'clock, from that 8:30 to 10 o'clock, or sometimes 9 o'clock to any time, but I just try to put in an hour or 30 minutes in the gym. So it helps me. I was eating breakfast, then afternoon and night, I go with the shakes. That was just what I was doing. And with time, I realized that I lost 10 kg after that, just by doing, what's the name? Eating, exercising, and I thought, okay, what if with time I'm going to just leave the diet? But I needed to have an exit plan. I didn't want to just leave it and go back to the life I always knew. So I mapped out a meal plan that would suit my lifestyle. Not anybody, because a lot of nutritionists, dietitians were telling me, okay, hey, they can do something for me. Don't eat this, don't eat that. You cannot eat after 6, 7 o'clock. I'm like, really? I come back home by 8 and I've not eaten in the office. I've only eaten lunch in the office. You expect me not to eat after 7 when I'm in the house by 8. It doesn't work like that. I did a plan that would work for me till, like, I could eat till 11 p.m. So, but the basic thing was that I was eating like vegetables, like I could take garden egg by that time. Just something has to be in my mouth. Okay. That was the idea. That was what I did. So when I left the diet, I started off with my plan. Okay. And with the plan, I lost more weight. When I'm depressed now, which it doesn't come more often because I feel good, but when I'm depressed, I've learned to actually deal with it, the situation itself, than actually trying to look for something to, fall onto. So I try to really face it head on.
What is depressing you, and you deal with that situation, as opposed to using food as a mechanism to cope.
And I have a blog, so my blog is like my outlet. I rant there, say everything I want to say, and I feel better. More like, I don't know if anybody understands what I'm reading, but I'm saying, but at the moment, as I'm writing those things, I feel like, wow, okay, I'm relieved. So
let's talk about your blog. It has a very interesting title. The title of the blog is "It Will End in Praise."
Yes.
Why?
Initially, I started that blog at nellyagbogu'sblog.com, and it was about me because I wanted everybody to, when they see me, and I'm not losing any weight, they can shout at me and blast me and.
So you want like an accountability thing?
That was it was my journal, kind of. So, but I noticed that a lot of people were reading this fat girl spilling out the beans of how fat she is and how she wants to lose weight. So, and I saw people were being inspired, families and husbands were really helping, their wives and all that stuff. I decided to say, okay, that means it's not just about me. I need to change this. I need to think about something different. And I'm like, okay, this is our journey. Whatever it is that we're passing through, it will end in praise. I get more mails from husbands than I get from ladies, because I get not recently though. I got a mail from a man. He's married, and he told me his wife added so much weight after she had her child, and to him he felt that was a no-no and all that stuff. But when he saw how my husband was, helping out and being understanding and all that stuff, he tried to do so. Then he realized that it was working just by telling his wife, don't eat this, eat that. He realized that he himself was actually overweight. He has already lost 9 kg and the wife lost 11 at the time he sent me the email. So these are the things that brings me joy. Like, if it's just one person that this blog is going to be touching, if it's just one person that will read my story and said, okay, hey, let me sit up and do something. If Nelly, who is 170 kg or 160 kg before, is coming down, why can't I not do something? So I said,
it became more than you.
Yes, it became more than me. So I decided to just talk more about family issues, how it affects, because it goes deep. This weight issue goes deep. It was so bad. I don't like going out. I live a triangle life. I go to work, I come back home, and I go to church once in a while. I don't like always going to church, because if I have to go to church, I like to go for 6:30 mass where nobody will see me. And but that was just it. I was trying to hide myself from everybody. I don't like going for social events. I hate going for weddings. I hate going for anything, really, because I felt I have to dress up. People will start asking you questions. Wow, what happened? All my friends who got married, they were like, what happened? You just let yourself go. You think because you're married, you think you need to relax. They just don't understand. So, and I just tried to shield myself the best way I could. But when I realized that, hey, you need to come out, you need to do something, and don't be ashamed of yourself. You're actually doing something. It's better than being in the house. My best time, eating potato chips and watching Biggest Loser.
What an irony!
I'm telling you, I'll be looking at them, I'm like, yes, go ahead, go.
But while you're eating,
I'm eating. I'm like, why shouldn't you be the one? You know, so with time, I just decided to now start doing something for myself. And it's been helpful.
But there's also a spiritual side to your journey, isn't there? Because I was telling you when you came backstage, I was saying to you that I was watching your YouTube story on your website, and I actually cried watching it, because I could see like how much you relied on spirituality to help you. Could you talk a bit about that?
So personally, I feel that this journey is not about me. It's because it's about me. I told you I've done the diet before, and it didn't pass 3 days. I would have dropped out again. So I thought I should bring in God into the matter. That is how I saw it. I said, God, you have to enter my story this time around, because I have brought out myself. I'm out there now. You have to really help me out. I started off small. I started looking out for spiritual words that could help me to understand what I'm really passing through, and I started, saying, when there are many passages in the Bible that can really explain our journey, whether it is issues with weight or any other thing else. But so I started using that as my own armor to help myself with the journey. I started trying to explain to, where God said, be still and know that I'm God. Whenever I'm craving for something, I try to just be still and allow it to pass through, allow that craving to come and go. And if it's still coming, if the urge is really so much, I drink water. If it's still coming so much, I drink water again, and sometimes I go to sleep. And it's really hard, but I have been managing.
Okay.
But once in a while, I allow myself to indulge, yes.
Something I found very interesting on your blog was this thing of non-scale victories.
Yes.
So it wasn't just about weighing yourself.
No.
It seemed like there was much more.
Yes. There are some days, some months, I'll go and I tell them, hey, don't ask me about what I weigh. I'm going to go without the scale. But hey, this clothes is fitting much better. Wearing those clothes, these clothes that could now fit me, I can now walk into this thing and I don't need to. The lady actually, the place I buy my dresses, she has to call me to let me know that my sizes have arrived. I don't just walk in, no. And when my sizes arrive, I have to rush to pick them up, or else I wouldn't even get anyone. So now I can now walk in, pick up dresses, and go. I'm like, this is amazing. What else can you talk about? I can now be in a car and the seat belt to stay. Do you know I have to ask for an extra seat belt for when I'm flying? So I don't need to ask for that. It's just like awesome. Like this is a miracle.
Things people would take for granted.
I could buckle my sandals. So.
But then what about issues of self-image? Sometimes you've seen yourself as this, chubby girl for such a long time. You might have lost the weight and other people might be validating you, but when you look at yourself in the mirror, you still, because weight issues is an emotional and it's really in the mind.
Yes.
So how are you coping with that journey?
That one is still a struggle till today, because sometimes I just don't want to wear those new dresses, use size 18 dresses. I still have some of my 24, 20 dress, and I wear it to work. And everybody like, Nelly, where are you coming from? I'm like, I just want to sometimes I feel hey, it really, to me, I feel this, it doesn't matter whatever I wear, but you know, my brain still struggles with, have I really lost this weight? This is are just pictures, that this is really me. I still have that struggle every day, and that's why I try to wear those clothes to feel comfortable back in my zone and all that stuff. So it's a big battle every day. I still, the voices in my head, I still have to fight it every day. But I have defeated the ones that tell me to go stand up and pick up those chocolates. So now the ones I'm now dealing with are the ones that are telling me that you're still a very big fat girl. And another thing I've learned to do is to look at myself in a mirror, not just the mirror that can show only my face. That's what I used to have before. But now I have a full mirror that I can now see myself. And I said, okay, I need to change this, I need to change this, I need to change it. Before, no way. I just look at my face, I'm fine, and I'm off.
So you're confronting yourself with the truth.
Yes, I have to face the truth, and that was a very big deal for me. I don't have a skill before. I don't. Why should I have a skill to make myself depressed? I don't need all those things. So those little changes have really helped me, you know. And having people, I tell people, tell me the truth. If you think I've added weight, say it as it is. Don't try and start, you know, meddling words. Yes, no, just tell me how bad it is.
Okay, but then, what have you learned about yourself through this process?
I have learned that this is my journey, not Mrs. A's journey or Mrs. B's journey. This is Nelly Agbogu's journey. And I have to go on my own pace, not as what other people. I go to the gym sometimes, you hear people shouting, move, you should be moving faster than that. I'm like, for crying out loud, don't even say that. I couldn't even talk to you before without panting. Then now I can actually talk to someone. I mean, it's that bad. Now I can actually be on the treadmill for 10, 20 minutes and telling me I should be going for 1 hour. Just allow me. Let me take it slow. Let me take it one step at a time. And another thing I realized that is people will always talk. No matter what they say, you should always realize that you're doing well for yourself. Not only that is the scale telling you I've lost inches, I see it. So sometimes, even though they don't get to see it, I am very happy to tell them.
Celebrate yourself.
I'm someone who will walk up to you in the office, and most of my life mostly is in the office. I walk up in the office, I just knock, I've lost 5 kg. I'm like, wow, okay. They'll be looking at me, hey, I can't see the 5 kg, but for crying out loud, that's your own business. For me, I have lost 5 kg, and I'm glad to tell you I have lost.
So based on that, what advice would you give to others that are in a similar situation?
Someone who wants to start up a weight loss journey.
Or is in a weight loss journey, failing sometimes, winning sometimes. What's your advice?
I have 2 advices for those who are starting up. Take a picture of yourself naked. It's really difficult when you look at yourself and you look at and you see how those places aren't as beautiful as those models you're seeing. Be very realistic and have a motivation. My motivation was that I didn't want to when my kids grow up, I would have to do inter-house sports with them, and maybe they say, mother, come and run. I cannot run. I'll be sitting down somewhere, somebody will be running with my child. It doesn't make sense, you know. Or someone will say she died of fat. And you know, maybe I just died and someone will take care of my kids and my family. My children will now live in a step home. You know, just all those things just make me feel, girl, you need to do something. It's no more about you again. You need to look at your family and all and sit up. So have a motivation. Know that it's going to take a while, but it should surely end in praise.
Yay! That was a fantastic conclusion. Thank you so much, Nelly, for being on the show and for being very open and candid with us. Okay. Well, guys, you heard it from Nelly. I think the biggest thing I've learned for someone like me that has been on a weight loss journey for, I mean, I'm sure as soon as I came out of my mother's womb, I was trying to lose weight because I've been fat all my life. But then what Nelly has taught me today is that you need to own your own journey. You have to stop comparing yourself to other people, and you have to find out what works best for you. Following fad diets and things may not work. So adjust your diet. Turn away, confront the things that make you depressed and make you want to eat. Confront those things as opposed to using food as a coping mechanism to deal with those issues. Until next time, it's been me, Gloria Dozian.